Did you hear what she said? She said, I don't want to use sex as a bargaining chip. I kind of wish I started watching half of this and I kind of wish I did it live because, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Okay. So it looks like it's like a Fox News segment.
It helps form a bond stronger than something really strong. I speak not of polydent, but of abstinence. At least according to a young man named Steven Crowder. Who's he? Who argues in his latest call that abstinence is kind of awesome. Crowder muses on why abstinence remains a punchline despite offering plenty of benefits to being friends without benefits. Forget that abstinence leads to approximately 0 STDs or studies that show, at least in successful marriages, it's the unbeatable bond of trust that's the real prize.
Now,
Yes,
I'd like
Crowder,
to say, yes, abstinence in practice would lead to 0 STDs. But are women being loyal to the abstinent men? No. Unfortunately, right? So half of the people, I do interviews of people with incurable STDs, and half of them got it from their wife. Half. 50% of the men that I interviewed that got an incurable STD, the herp derp got it from their wife. So doesn't really.
No more worrying about your significant other cheating on you because partners can be supremely confident in their respective self-control. Unlike the inventors of the new South American butt dance. That is just unusual.
I think you got a concussion.
That'll put me off sex forever. Steve, here's my question. It's admirable. When do you stop? When do you stop with the abstinence? How will you know it's time?
Well, once you have a ring on your finger, obviously. The only way to know for sure is once you're married. And of course, people know I'm a Christian. This column is not at all pushing faith in anybody. It's just talking about the actual benefits. If you really want to argue for abstinence, you can stop the argument.
You have to understand, the only thing that marriage does is put a promise with the state, right? You could argue there's a promise with God there. Women don't care about God. You know what I mean? So really what's happening is right now you have men basically begging to give up their leverage. Their only leverage is being sexually inexclusive with women. That's it. That's all you got. You got that and walking away. By signing into the marriage contract, you're essentially giving up your right to do that. And the interesting thing is men will beg to be taken advantage of. Men can't help but simp. They really can't. It's like, I don't know. I think it must be in their DNA to get cucked. Not saying Crowder kind of, I mean, I think if you're paying your ex-wife $40K a month, it's kind of cucked because, I mean, she's probably banging someone else.
Abstinent, don't get sick and die.
Yeah.
But, I can say from personal experience that it does build a bond of trust. Constantly hear women, how often do you hear, well, don't you trust me? It's like, no, you slept with me on the first date. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I don't trust you.
So, again, remember, betas tend to, because remember, women make rules, break rules for alphas. They make rules for betas. So what betas have a tendency to do, or men, because beta, it's not about money. It's about mindset, right? And what betas tend to do is they punish women for breaking rules for them. Okay. Because they don't realize that women don't always sleep with men on the first date. I mean, some women, it's just a normal occurrence, right? That's how they are. But what happens is, it's like they're selecting for the women that view them as a paycheck, essentially, because they like put themselves in that box by punishing the women for, what I would argue is good behavior on his program. Because remember, you can still get married if you have sex before. The only difference is you guys made a promise, but I mean, what's more important, the actions or the words? So if two teenagers get together in high school and they just stay together, I mean, what's the difference? I don't really see a difference.
Like I would join a club that would let me into that club.
Right.
It's, she's going to sleep with me, then she'll
sleep
with
anybody.
I'm
Canadian. They won't let me in.
Yeah.
Except for Canadian club ginger ale.
Amy, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yes, but also, if I sleep with a guy on the first date, usually if a guy holds my hand, he's going to wind up So here's the thing. I don't think that women should use sex as a bargaining chip, and a lot of them do. If I want to sleep with someone, I do it, and I am a monogamous.
Okay. Did you hear what she said? She said, I don't want to use sex as a bargaining chip. As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code. Again, isn't that what you want as a guy, a woman that doesn't use sex as a bargaining chip? Yeah, but they'll never see it.
Slut. Can I say that on
Yeah,
air?
I think you can.
Great.
So she says I'm a monogamous slut. Okay.
That's not what we're worried about.
But what I'm saying is, I have a higher risk of disease. I also have a much higher risk of fun.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to prove my point by saying
Okay,
that,
so this is kind of the back and forth. It's the people playing the game, and it's the people that are okay with risk, essentially, because you can't get anything you want in life without risk. So these are the people in the game. And when you're in the game, you take L's, you take W's. It just is what it is. And then there's the people not playing the game, but somehow signaling that they're playing. Yeah, so I don't know if that point made sense, but okay.
no, you don't think it should be used as a bargaining tool.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as it's just the kind of point of the column is that abstinence is the one taboo issue regarding sex. I mean, it's like, oh, be a dirty stand-up comic. You're cracking new ground there, Copernicus. But once you talk about abstinence, everyone all of a sudden they put you like right now we have to talk about it because who is this kid who's talking about abstinence? Who
Well, it's who's this kid who's 23. You don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. So to talk about it with such authority and arrogance,
I don't know if I'm going to be what.
You don't know who you're going to be sexually yet. You're going to be into really weird things in about a decade.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Trust me. And the thing is, it doesn't.
But I
there
really
should be
do
no.
want to do. There's
But
nothing
there
wrong
should
with
be
that.
no confidence. You slip by the dirty comedian thing. But honestly, you call yourself a comedian, but you don't do it that much. Like I go fishing a couple times a year, but I don't introduce myself on TV as a fisherman. Wow.
Well, this is not really personal for a concept about abstinence. I'm saying the
but
whole
what I'm
point
saying
is
is
that
there's
someone
no
can get up on
way.
stage. We even talk about it in the column and talk about anything dirty that they want. But the second you mention abstinence, people they pucker with discomfort, like, oh no, we can't talk about this, and you're vilified as
It's
judgmental.
just not
Statistically, it's the healthiest thing to do. It is conducive towards a better marriage by a 25%.
How did it turn out? And this is the thing, their worldview is so strong that it's like it could be right in front of us. They could see Catholics get divorced. They could see Christians get divorced. They could see people that were abstinent, people that were together for 20 years. It'll be in front of them, but they can't see it because they want to be right so bad. Abstinence does not work in a society with social media. It doesn't. It does not.
Spread both physically.
It only takes that one person though, and there is no there's no contract that the person's not going to cheat on you because they're abstinent. She could
There
fall
is
in
no
love with
contract.
somebody
Well, actually,
else.
there is a contract. That's what a marriage
could
is.
fall-
It's a contract.
Well, there's
It's a
also
contract
roofing,
that
and all
more
bets
than
are off.
60% of people break.
No, actually, that's not true. Actually, if you can look at the new U.S. Census Bureau statistics, more than 70% of first-time marriages last.
Okay, but then the guy goes.
How did that work out for you, Crowder? He's eating his words. She's right. Amy, they don't realize it because they're trying to like slut shame her or whatever here. But she's cooking. She's cooking. She said, I don't want to use sex as a bargaining chip. And 2, she said, just because you sign a contract doesn't mean they'll stay with you. And that's completely correct. She cooked. I never thought I would be in a world. And unfortunately at the time, I'm sure because of the virtue signaling, he came out as the winner on top. But, you know, time comes back and now we're recirculating. Cooked.
Sleeps with a young boy.
Well,
Good, you guys stayed married, but
Okay, do you know what the worst part of this is? Amy Schumer is married for 7 years and Crowder is divorced. I mean, I don't want to use her as like a winner because, I mean, we don't know what'll happen in her future, but how crazy is it that Amy Schumer is married longer than you? Oh my God, that's such an L.
then there's
Well,
infidelity.
I want you to bring out the statistics that guys are running around rampantly sleeping with young boys.
First
Then
of
we
all,
can
I'm
have
not a
conversation.
boy. I know I have characteristics as such.
All I'm saying is yes, you're right. Of course, it is way safer to not have sex, but yeah, but if you have sex with one person, maybe they've had sex with one person. It only takes that one. I've probably had sex with, I don't know, a
understand the point.
baker's
One
2
person.
dozen, you know, and I'm fine.
You had sex with Mike Baker? He is happily married.
He is a
Thus
stud muffin.
proving your point.
He's hot.
All I'm
Yeah,
saying is
yeah.
not cheating is a contract.
You're abstinent, but not by choice.
No.
He's bought me some absinthe because we've been practicing abstinence. But you bought absinthe for us to share, and
I
then
thought it would lighten the mood and
Mm.
maybe get you naked.
Yeah.
Didn't either. Lots of vomiting. My point. Oh,
Sorry.
I actually
It's on
I
your
would like
jacket
to
now.
say that even though I'm not absent by choice, teardrop, I thought it was a great column, and I thought he made some very good points. And there is a point to be made.
All right, Amy, again, she's being more honest than most women are. We got to stop punishing honesty. We got to stop we really got to stop. I mean, it's men are begging to be lied to sometimes. She said she slept with 12 dudes. What is she, like 32 in this clip? I don't know. Most men will take that. I know you guys are going to say in the comments, I would never. You have no way of verifying. There's no facts. You're not going to know.
About how the fact that
And Crowder's wife had zero, and she screwed him over.
really the only taboo left
Yeah.
is this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really nothing left that'll get your shock factor up.
Yeah, no, it's true. And also, you know what? Your mom always said, Imogen, your mom always said, if you want respect, don't put it.
Okay. No, we won't accept that. How do you know? Unless you're Team MGTOW, you're not accepting anybody. Okay. But you are never going to know. I have seen too many women get away with it. I have. You are not going to know.
exactly.
So there is, I mean, it's like it's something that's handed down, and until you have kids, you might find yourself saying that.
And
Right.
I do put it in my book. It's gone around the world, and I
Yeah.
do on one level talk a bit about abstinence, but more like a few dates. I'm not
Yeah.
saying act like someone out of Jersey Shore if you want a long-standing relationship.
They
I
have
do
great
put
abs,
that
though.
top
Yes.
tip in
Yeah.
my book. Yeah.
That's the thing, like lack of abstinence is directly linked to really good abs. That's the problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
That's,
That is
I've
true.
got a beer gut.
But I have to
Yeah, I
say,
mean,
my
right
last 3 relationships, which each lasted between 2 to 5 years, we slept with each other almost immediately.
Mhm.
And it's because I knew that I wanted to be with them, you know?
Except
But
that
why'd you
5
kill
year-
them?
Except at the 5 year mark.
Yeah, but so what? At least I
Yeah. And again, I don't know how long Crowder was married. How long? Let me look. Yeah, a lot of these people, they speak with such as if they know they'll stay married. Oh, I guess he made it a little longer. 2021. All right, he made it 9 years. 9 years. It's a red flag that she's so open about her. Look, I mean, you want her to lie? She's being more honest than the rest of the panel.
figured it out and I didn't get married and spend my life with somebody that I
And you had
hate.
some
But
fun.
statistically,
And
that's,
I had a
that's
great
unrealistic.
time.
Statistically, that's wrong. I mean, if you want to disregard
No,
stats, in
What-
fact,
Yeah, and the reason we disregard stats a lot is because commentators want to be right so bad that they manipulate them to fit their narrative. Yeah, he ate his words.
Statistically, what's wrong?
statistically, 87% of people who wait until they're married are happier, and 52% aren't. And the same thing that you can look at the social organization of sexuality.
Yeah, and Rollo said this actually, but he said anybody using happiness as a metric in a study is selling you something. They're selling you religion because, I mean, I could ask Melania Trump, are you happy? And even though she has a happy marriage, maybe that day she's pissed and she says no. You know, it's just not a good metric.
These are not
How do you have
Christian-funded studies.
statistics on people's happiness?
You tell them, are you happy?
Are
you
they? Because
emotionally
they're at church
satisfied?
smiling?
No, you can say, are you emotionally satisfied in your marriage? Yes, no. By 25% spread, both spouses who are virgins. Yes. Are you sexually satisfied in your marriage? Yes. Is it difficult for you to achieve orgasm?
What? Why would people have to be honest
It's
about
all
their
the sources
emotions?
are listed in the column. Every single source listed. These are things that have been used by the Kinsey Institute.
I'm sorry, Amy is cooking. Amy is cooking him. It doesn't seem like it at the time, but she's cooking. She's totally cooking. Because that's true.
What
I'm
I'm
not
saying
calling
is,
this out.
who cares what they said? A lot of people say they have happy marriages, even in therapy, when they're miserable.
So the 25-point spread doesn't matter because only the people who will be lying would be the people who
Yeah, look at someone says some things are meant for behind closed doors. Part of femininity is discretion. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. Amy Schumer. That's why it's almost more of a slap in the face that Schumer outmarried Crowder because I mean, I guess we'll see. She's got like 3 years left. But it's even worse because I mean, she's Amy Schumer. You know what I mean?
are abstinent.
I just don't know any happily married people.
Speaking of statistics,
I don't.
let's get
I'm
back to
happy.
my plight.
What?
Statistically, 100% of these women are not calling me back.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Nobody's
Val.
reading my column,
That
if
is
you catch my
true.
drift, Greg.
Yes.
So call me, ladies.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you should have done the column on abstinence.
Thank you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the headline would have been sad face.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry that got so heated. I just want
That
to
was
say,
good TV.
I just want to say that I read the
And-
blog and it did come across to me like you ended it by saying no judgments, but it definitely felt very judgmental.
Of course, and the column was written about the reaction from people like you who the second you talk about abstinence get upset. So thank you.
Well, people like me who are almost 10 years older than you and know what it's like to live life and not just have all these morals with no life experience.
Right, I had no life experience. That is true.
I'm sorry, but somebody who works a little bit of
You're
the
the ripe
Christian
old age of
comedy
33.
circuit.
The Christian comedy circuit.
I-
What's just happened?
You know
here?
what?
No.
The irony
I have to
is,
say, this
the
is the
irony is-
longest debate we've
I want them to come back. I want them to do a panel again. All right, that's enough of that. I thought she cooked. I didn't like the judgmental comment because I do think people have a right to their opinions, and I do understand what conservative guys are going for. It just doesn't work anymore. Sorry, fellas. It's not what I wish to be true. But even virgins, if they got social media, you're just cooked.